Did somebody say it's already February? What is up, everybody, and welcome to yet another Smorgasborg. And guess what, guys? Today I'm super excited because we're getting ourselves back on track to our regular scheduling. I was away and out of town visiting family as well as dealing with work, and at the time I didn't have a laptop, which makes it extremely hard to do video work when you're on the road. But I got a laptop now, and I'm back at my usual recording studio, so aka the basement. Said it's studio like it's something big and important. With no further ado, we're gonna start this Smorgasborg off with the OG 3 categories that kicked it all off back in the day. And so with no further ado, I'm gonna present to you guys story time. It's a time that's a story, but also a story. It's story time. Now I know some people have fears of heights, fears of crocodiles, snakes, stuff like this, but when I was a kid, the thing that made me the most upset was bumblebees and wasps. And so throughout my life, I'm going to explain to you the 3 stages of how I dealt with this fear and which one is the most effective. So we're going back to number 1, the bueno, the OG one back in the day, and that is when I was a kid, my initial instinct was to absolutely run and roll on the ground and move as much as possible, because in my mind, in my head, I thought that if I was moving or rolling, there was no chance that this abominable creature, this thing that causes nothing but pain, even though they're great for the environment, I know that, couldn't land on me. And so I would literally be sitting there having a good old family picnic. Everything's going great, you know, sun's in the sky, clouds are peeking out, all of a sudden, boom, bee lands on my plate. Boom, I'm off the table, I'm running through the field, I'm rolling, I'm screaming, I'm throwing an absolute fit, trying to get away from these murderers, and everyone else in the park is staring, wondering what the heck is wrong with this kid, and they don't realize that it's just because of a bumblebee, and that's how I used to deal with it. I never got stung doing this. Did I look like an idiot? Yes. Did I sound like an idiot? Yes. If I did this as an adult, would I get locked up for it? Probably yes. But I never got stung rolling around, running, screaming away from bees and wasps. There came a time where, you know, it wasn't so much acceptable to do that anymore. And so I got some advice that you don't move. They'll just move along. They'll think that you're a flower. So lo and behold, stage 2 of the operation, ignore the things, pretend like they're not there. I'm standing out there on the soccer field at recess, and a bee or a wasp, I forget which one it is. Probably not the bees, they're kind of nice, but wasps, they're like assassins. Anyways, this thing lands on my hand, which I normally before would have ran away screaming, but at this time I said, nope. Many people have told me that if I don't move or annoy them, that they'll forget about me. So I stood there and I watched this thing. I watched this little red and yellow assassin of a hornet literally pull out its stinger, start sharpening that shit like it's a dagger. And I watched it sit there licking its hands and sharpening its little stinger thing, and then it just drilled me on the hand. At that point, I just lost it. I slapped the thing. I'm pretty sure I killed it. I looked at my hand and it started swelling up. It got really big. I survived, obviously, but at the same time, I was not too pleased with the outcome of just sitting there and watching it happen. So move on to Operation 3, which is how I currently handle wasps and bees. And I honestly figured this one out, that the best way to treat them is just like any other person. So the second a bee or wasp gets into my personal space, you know, it starts getting up on my grill, then the first thing that I do is I just tell it, get out of here, you stupid wasp or you bee. I don't want you here. You come any closer, I'm gonna freaking swing first, you piece of garbage. And sometimes they listen to you and they fly away. And I don't know if it's just because the vocal cords and that kind of scare them. But if it comes closer, my first reaction isn't to run. My first reaction is to stand still. What I do now, I square up against that little piece of shit, you know? I start throwing fists at it. I'm sitting there, boom, right hook, couple little jab, boom, 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 KOing these bees. And let me tell you, this most effective thing, because let me tell you, if you don't run from them and you don't stand still and you start punching them, bopping them, hitting them with paper towel rolls, anything you've got, this is flight or die at this point. It's either live or be conquered by these things. And let me tell you, I have not got stung using this theory yet. In fact, I have probably killed more bees and wasps, which I'm not proud of, but at the same time, if you're coming up in my space, I gave them a verbal warning. I said, do not come any nearer. I don't want you here. Don't touch me. This is my bubble. This is my space. Stay your 6 feet. Get away from me. You know what I'm saying? And if they choose to come in, then it's up to me to kick their ass out of there. And so that is why I absolutely hate bees. And no, not bees, sorry. Bees are cool shit. They're pretty cool. Wasps I hate, but that's how I dealt with, kicking them off, and that's my story time for this week. And so let me know how you guys deal with bees and wasps, or maybe you don't really care for them and you've never had this traumatic experiences with them like I have. But maybe there's another animal or something that you have traumatic experiences with, so feel free to share those in the comments below. Other than that, we're going to move ourselves on to a gaming time, because everybody loves it.
The game is the giga game. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And welcome to Giga Games! That's right, everybody's favorite gaming segment on the internet. And this week, I'm a little late on this, but Tony Hawk released a remake of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. I picked it up last week, and let me tell you guys, I have been loving it. So we're gonna dive into my thoughts on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake right now. So first off, skating games, all-time favorite of mine. I love how they play. I love the Skate franchise. I love the Tony Hawk Pro Skater franchises. They're absolutely phenomenal. But this remake runs so well. It stays so true to itself from the original games that I played on Nintendo 64. Overall, it's just been such a fun experience to play through by myself and with my brother, let me tell you that. There's just something about skate games where you can absolutely blast off these combos that are absolutely ridiculous and so arcade-ish. That is just so fulfilling to sit there and do literally like 900 kickflips in a row into a grind, into a backflip. And the control schemes for Tony Hawk Pro Skater have always been super simple, which makes it extremely fun to land these extremely unrealistic dank combos with all these outrageous things to do. And so with these games, you get both the first one and the second one, which is awesome for your value. They are extremely quick to play, but there's a lot of replayability because you can play them with friends to try and go for high combos. You can play horse and stuff like that. There's online, but I tried it once and got my ass absolutely whooped because people just do backflip after backflip after backflip. I highly recommend these if you haven't played a skate game. If you played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 before and you want to relive those nostalgic experiences, definitely pick this up if it goes on sale because it is a ton of fun. There's not a lot of thought that has to go into it, which I enjoy. You can just sit down and do it and play it. And overall, I just really love skate games. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this moment to call out EA. You've mentioned Skate 4, and if I don't get Skate 4 at some point during my life, I swear to God, EA, I will write you a letter and I'll find a way to take over that company and make it happen. So make sure you let me down below your thoughts if you've played the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series or if you've played or love skate games in general. Other than that, that's enough for Giga Games this week, and we're going to end it off with a JPU update. Whoa, hat is gone.
It's time for a Just Plain report. Yeah.
So we're going into the JPU updates. New year, 2020's over. What a gong show it was. What a roller coaster, but we're done. We're moving on to 2021. Pawhead Your Local Superhero, the web series, we're still working on it, but it looks like with vaccines and that rolling out that we'll finally be able to film it this summer, hopefully in July and August, and get it to you guys later this year, which is extremely exciting because for so long we didn't know the future of that web series. We tried to film things and got told to wait, and it's just so exciting to be able to tell people that, you know, it's still happening. We were postponed, but it's coming. Be excited. It'll be here. It'll be awesome. Otherwise, Smorgasborgs are booting back up. We're going to be here every Monday from now on. I recently bought a laptop so I can actually create these on the go instead of having to lug. I'll send a picture of it. My desktop, my custom build is absolutely massive. I've taken it home like 8 times and I'm not doing it. So I got a laptop now. Streaming days are usually Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons, but because of recent work, that might be switched to the weekends. So make sure you stay tuned for when Just Plain Cheese is going to be streaming. And, yeah, other random wacky videos because I got a lot of ideas that I've just been waiting to shoot, and I think we're going to start doing it. So expect some random videos tossed in there. But otherwise, Pawhead coming later this year. Smorgasborgs on Mondays. Streaming dates will come to you later. Otherwise, that is it. And thank you everybody for your support. Sorry for the 2-month hiatus, but sometimes life calls, and I'm happy to be back and love all your guys' support. So thank you very much. Till next time. Bye-bye.